Path of Exile 1 just had its largest reveal since ExileCon this year, and truly, this is a larger reveal than what GGG revealed about Path of Exile 1 at ExileCon. This video will leap into every single big POE 1 announcement we learned during GGG's livestream. We're leaving everything POE 2 related separate because more and more POE 2 looks to be an entirely different game. Don't you worry, memes and silly jokes will be present throughout. It will close with my plans for Affliction and just how excited I am for everything upcoming. Get ready for some psychopathic level planning, wholesome vibes, and if you're lucky, a single slow-moving tear down my left cheek. But what cheek? My fellow exiles, welcome and well met. I'm Talkative Try. On this channel, we delve into all things Path of Exile, its competition, and its development. If you'd like to support the channel, make sure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. More on how you can support at the end. Now, let's waste no more time and let's get to it. The very first thing we learned today is that Affliction is going to be an in-map mechanic. That means we're not going to need to transfer to a completely different area like we did for Trial of the Ancestors or the Forbidden Sanctum. We're just going to dive straight into a place called the Viridian Wildwood, which we're going to wander similarly to Delve to cleanse of its affliction and find new items, new powers, new monsters, new boss fights, and brand new ascendancy classes. So yes, let's get into that right away. The Affliction Challenge League introduces 3 brand new ascendancy classes to Path of Exile that all character classes have access to. We're going to be able to ascend once we find the related NPC to each ascendancy. One ascendancy essentially allows us to craft potions that turn into poisons or venoms that magically affect our weapons and our character abilities. This is the Warden of the Magi. Another ascendancy class allows us to work with corpses to become stronger against certain types of monsters, which is absolutely wild and interesting. And a third, I kid you not, exiles, allows us to build our own ascendancy class. This is the Wildwood Primalist. We use different body parts and organs that we can smash together and put on our tree that are comprised of different ascendancy classes' abilities. Yes, this means you can smash together stuff from the Juggernaut and stuff from the Occultist to make the ultimate ascendancy class. Is that wild or what? But my exiles, I kid you not. That is not the wildest part of this entire update. And no, I'm not going to be talking about the return of Ultimatum yet. That is the Transfigured gems. I predicted there would be at least one new active skill in Path of Exile. I was wrong. I was dead wrong. There are going to be over 100 new active skills in Path of Exile thanks to the Transfigured gem system. This system essentially transforms a skill gem into a completely different skill. Examples that were given are Raise Zombie, but instead of Raise Zombie, you're raising a zombie from the sky. So the zombie turns into a bomb that explodes and does physical damage to opponents all around its impact site. And not just that, it doesn't scale just with physical damage, it scales with minion damage too. There are so many other examples. And while people might begin with extremely safe builds next week, as you'll see in a starter video releasing very, very soon, I am pretty sure the meta is going to drastically change across the course of this expansion, which is absolutely wild. Enough about Transfigured gems, let's hop back to the Viridian Wildwood, because this new area seems to be making use of Path of Exile 2 assets and bosses. Finally, it looks like we'll get some new challenging bosses in Path of Exile, which is an absolute win. It even looks like there is going to be a new pinnacle endgame encounter thanks to the Viridian Wildwood, which I am extremely excited about. I always love fighting brand new bosses and testing my mettle against them, and I know all of you exiles do as well. But also in the Viridian Wildwood are these things called wisps that are quite similar to the harvest life force that we gather, except these wisps act just like sentinels, right? You can collect this wisp energy, and as you go back into your map from the Wildwood, they disperse into monsters, and they give monsters special rewards, whether that's currency, adding quantity, or item rarity. They really are acting like sentinels without recombination. So Could this be Sentinels returning to Path of Exile? Not entirely, because Recombinators are gone, but in a form, Sentinel has returned with the Wisps. Now moving to my big prediction, my 100%er yesterday, Ultimatum is returning. And it's not only returning, it has support in the Atlas passive skill tree with new Atlas passive keystones, and the ability, of course, to fight the Trial Master and get taunted by him over and over again. I don't know about you, but I am so ready to hear. So the one-round challenger returns again and again and again. I know that I'm going to be playing a scuffed build to start the league, because I'm going to go melee, right? I have to go melee. So I will be hearing that lots and lots as I begin to progress through my Atlas. Of course, in addition to all of this Path of Exile 1 content that is coming into the game, a really bulky update that does seem quite ambitious. There's also new rewards. As of writing this, we see 3 on the Path of Exile website, and it says there are over 15 new unique items arriving in Path of Exile 1 with this update, which is just phenomenal. The patch notes are hitting imminently. By the time you see this video, they might already be out, but I'm not much of a patch note savant, so I just wanted to get all the awesome, new, cool knowledge straight to all of you as soon as possible. And truly, Exiles, I am extremely excited for what we've seen. This does look like it is a densely packed expansion full of new content and new build possibilities, which is something that people have been asking about in Path of Exile 1 for a long time. Many of the Transfigured gems that were showcased in the gameplay reveal were phenomenal, and they were game-changing for the skills that we saw. I'm hoping that's true for some melee skills as well, because I am one who likes to play a big boy, get into the action, leap myself in there, and slam down on as many enemies as possible. I know that there are quite a few other Exiles out there that are just like me and looking to do that. So once we get the full patch notes and all the dish on our Transfigured gems, I know that some people are going to be making some wicked melee builds for POE 3.23 Affliction. But what did you think about the Affliction reveal? Are you as excited as I am, or are you not looking forward to it and are more excited about Path of Exile 2 and all the stuff that was announced about that completely separate game? Let me and everyone else know in the comments below. As always, a massive thanks to each and every one of you who watched this whole video. I deeply appreciate it. And here's an even larger shout out to all 23 fellow Exiles who support me on Patreon and through YouTube. You can find links to support the channel in the description. Now, please check out these other videos on screen and share this one with your favorite Exile. I have an inkling you'll enjoy them. Anyways, that's all for this video. Tala Moana, Exile.